is Judy Branham. I'm from Hampton, Virginia originally. I went to Phoebus High School, and I'm now currently a junior. And my majors are, I actually have a double major. So I'm an African American Studies double major, and I'm also a psychology double major. And then I have a minor in marketing.
Wow, so very busy.
Yes.
I guess I'll just start then, since you mentioned it, so why did you sort of choose those majors, and what kind of led you to that?
So I originally came here as a pre-pharmacy major, and I was like, let's like explore the majors a little bit more, and I started divulging into like the research part of the university, and I got this internship through VC Career Services, and it was my freshman year, and I was with one of the pharmacists, and they had a social worker off to the side, and they had more influence on me than the pharmacist did. So it was just like, I really like what you're doing. Can I go work with you?
Right.
So she influenced me to change my major to psychology, and then from psychology and like just me being on campus and like seeing the different stuff, I found out about AFAM, and I was like, this is a dope major too. So they have the whole combined thing where you'll still get 2 bachelors in 4 years, and I just feel like, why don't I get the bang for my buck? And like, if I'm gonna be here, let's actually put in work. So, and then with my marketing minor, it's just, I see the more like I am here, the more I get into like student organizations. Like I'm a brand manager for Black Awakening, and like within that, like creating the website for them, doing their flyers, it's really cool. And to be able to like find this job that I really want, it would be like really awesome to just be able to like, if you understand African Americans and you understand the way that people think,
right,
and you can like sit down and be like, this is what would be a better advertisement for them, or just simply sitting down and talking to people and like getting out to communities what I really want to do.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. It's an interesting combination of all three.
Yeah.
In the way that works.
Yeah.
You talked a little bit about obviously with student orgs and involvement, even a little bit with career services, going to career fairs and working for university student commons and activities. So all of that combined, your student affairs experience, sort of, what have you enjoyed most about that? What have you learned from those, either all those combined or just a specific experience with student affairs?
Yeah, I think I just basically kind of started. I'm going into my first year, will be May, with me working for the Commons. And being a student manager, you see the opposite side of like student organizations, and you get to see like the underworkings of stuff and like how to book something. You find places like Hunting and Lyric, and just like you find like little like mixed places, and it's just like, wait, we could use this here, and it just creates yourself as an asset when you get to see the other side of that. Within my student organizations, I've been able to help them like book better rooms, or find better spaces to like really have these really extravagant events. So like for Black Awakening, when we do our concerts and when we do our fundraisers, and it's just like, oh, let's do it on here, let's do it this day, because it might be a little bit better. But I think just overall, the more I get into things, the better it is, and the more experience I gain. And like with the Commons and me working here, it's just like, it gives you a different edge, and it's just like the outside workings of it. So it's like, you kind of like really, really love to like sit down and be like, I know how you book that. You need help? Let's go to the information desk.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, it's really cool. And then for the other organizations that I'm a part of, they see that side of me too, and they also in turn want to learn just like, well, how do you work for the university? How do you enjoy doing that? Is it like a plus or is it a minus? And it's just like, I love it. It's like I can study and I can work and I can like learn, different parts about the university and just be a part of something bigger than me.
That's great.
Yeah.
So kind of going along with that, you're leading right into the rest of my questions. This is great. What does the VCU experience mean to you?
A lot of times, like, you hear VCU like really push diversity, and I think that's something that we always want to talk about, but I think the huge part about it is the research and the experience that you gain here. And within that, the diversity is great, but to be able to sit down and be like, I don't see the organization that I want to do, and to be able to sit down and create it. Like, I'm founder for one of the organizations on campus called ASHE, and it stands for African American Student Empowerment. And basically, we're an organization that comes out of the AFAM department, and we go through and we give a different side to, I guess, education, within the AFAM major, and like letting people know like, hey, this is a major that's here, and within that being able to like show people different sides of like, I guess, I don't know how to say it. I guess you can show people different sides of like VCU, and to be able to sit down with the president and just be like, hey, can you hear me out for a second? Or to be able to sit down and be like, I want to be in this organization, or I don't see it, let me go to this one, let me try and be a part of the Pancake Club. Right. You know, it's just like, it's really cool. And to be with like places like Black Awakening or my sorority, Zeta Phi Beta, it's just like, there's a little bit of everything here, and if you don't see it, you can go and create it. And I think that's like one of the best parts is VCU just gives you this really large amount and like space for opportunity, and even when you can't see it, so it allows for creativity. Like a lot of times I'll talk to my friends who are at other universities, and they say, you have to create your own organization. I'm like, yeah. And it shows you how cool it is, and you can also like join organizations that have been here for forever. Like BA's been on campus for over 40-something years. So it's just like to be able to sit there and you can also rest on something, but you can also create new things as well is like really cool to me.
That's awesome. It already sounds like you are going to answer my next question, which is you've already done it sounds like, but any other, or have you already achieved some of your aspirations or what you want to accomplish before you graduate?
I've learned that like being in college, you can't plan everything out. I learned that my freshman year with me changing my major, and then my sophomore year with me adding on a major, and then my junior year with me adding on a minor. And you can't sit down and be like, well, this is what I want to do by 4 years. You know, I can say I want to graduate with these degrees, and you know, I want to have this path, but I'm learning that the more I explore VCU, the more I get into research opportunities, the more I work with like hospitals in the area and different child care centers, and with my sorority going out and doing community service work, you start to see more opportunities being given to you, and you just want to take them. Right. And it's just, I feel like that's how it's been. It's like I don't have like certain goals. I'm like, I need to do this. I need to get this opportunity and this internship and this extern. It's like, no, actually, I want to see what hits me. And it's like, this is like the perfect place for that. It's just like, I know this place that you can go and you can be perfect at, Judy, and it's just like, oh, I'll take it. So it's been a lot of opportunity for me, especially like even within the student manager position. It was something where somebody came up to me and was like, hey, you'd be good for this, you know, why don't you apply? And I applied and I got the job, and that has opened a completely different opportunity and window for me. So it's just the same thing. It's just like I want to see what happens, but it's like it's going to be cool whether or not.
Exactly. And my last question is kind of building off of that. Mm-hmm. Any advice or sort of anything you'd like to tell freshmen, sophomores, juniors, or just even students that are looking at VCU as a place they want to be?
Yes. So with Black Awakening, we do these things called a spring tour. So we take our spring break, and basically we go to different high schools wherever we decide to go. This year we went to Atlanta, North Carolina, and a different part of Virginia called Franklin. And we went to different high schools there, and we get to do that every year. And it's really fun to go out and talk to these prospective high school students, and they always ask that question, what was the thing that you regretted the most, or what was the most advice that you would give? And for me, I always say, take your time. It's not supposed to be perfect. You have the opportunities and the people here who actually care for you. Go to your career services center. Go to your advisors. Talk to them. Talk to your friends who are around you. Get to know the community that's around you. And within that, you're gonna have all these places where you can sit down and be like, oh, well, this person knows about this. Let me go create that connection. Let me go get that network going. And it's just from there, you can't really fail if you know that you have a writing center where you can go get your essays done, and you meet somebody there who can help you out with this really hard English paper that you have to write. So I will always say it's just to get to know your surroundings. And if you know the people around you and the people around you genuinely care about you, they're going to help you out, and they're going to say, hey, why don't you go here? Why don't you try doing that? And it's just having that, I guess, community around you that you create, especially within VCU, is what's going to help you move forward.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That was good.